We're once more at Blythebridge railway station, but where are we off to? Well, here's a hint. There's a bit of a twist. In case you didn't get the hint, today Brommy and I are off to the market town of Chesterfield, with its famous twisted church spire. It's the second largest settlement in Derbyshire, you know. But first, we have a change of train in the city of Derby itself. Okay, welcome to Chesterfield. First thing to do is find a giant snail. Yeah, really. Come with me. So here is our snail. Well, the official title is mollusc. It was commissioned by the builders of the modern housing estate you can see in the background. Both stand on the former site of Markham & Co, a company which manufactured water turbines, which in turn were based on the structure of a nautilus, hence mollusc. This sculpture is by Liz Lemon, an artist whose work can also be seen in my hometown of Stoke, along the busy A500 arterial road, and opposite the historic church of Stoke Minster. It apparently lights up at night, which I obviously missed, but I did snap this picture of Brommy for posterity. And if Pink Floyd ever do get together to make another album, well boys, here's your cover all ready to go. So much for art, let's head back to the station and begin exploring, shall we? This pleasant little path takes us alongside the railway for quite a way before turning right to cross first the A61, then the A617 and finally the River Hipper. Safe to say I'm glad I'm up here and not down there. A scenic panorama of TK Maxx and the range brings you into this skate park. Although with my recent record in health and safety, I decided to give this a miss, however much Brommy might be mistaken for a BMX. Let's go and find a proper park, shall we? And here it is, Queen's Park, home to this impressive cricket ground and lovely pavilion. For many years it was home to the county side, and occasional county cricket matches are still staged here in fact. But it's not all about the cricket. As you can see, this is a popular leisure destination for local families. In fact, I'm bearing right here because that playground ahead is swarming with kids. Wait, what do we have here? Pit stop! Well, it had to be done, didn't it? I was hoping to bag another train here in the park, because as you can see it boasts this miniature railway, but not running today sadly. I did hear a few whistle toots in the background, so something was definitely in steam somewhere, but damned if I could find it. So after waiting several minutes for a train which never came, I decided to head into town, where I faced my steepest climb of the day. This is Rose Hill, and the imposing building at the top is Chesterfield Town Hall, home to the Borough Council. It's designed in the Neo-Georgian style, but it's not as old as you might think, opening in 1938. It is Grade 2 listed, however. In search of something to eat, I headed down towards the market, immediately encountering the Brommy's sworn enemy, cobbles. Time to dismount. What is it about English markets? Even in the smallest French village, the market is a source of artisan bread, luscious fruit, as much cheese as your arteries can handle. But back in Blighty, all we get are cheap coats, knock-off sports tat, and scratch Lionel Richie CDs. That said, I did manage to eventually restore the tissues more than adequately with this crispy bacon panini. Or should that be panino? At a nearby cafe. Nice. Calorific balance once more firmly in the black. It was time for the main event of this trip. Take me to church, baby! Yeah, talk about your party tunes.
Well, here I am in Chesterfield at its most famous landmark, of course. It is the twisted spire of the Church of St Mary and All Saints. Now this place is proper old. This particular building was started in 1243 AD, and there's evidence of a church here going way back to Anglo-Saxon times. Of course, the most famous feature is the twisted spire, and the popular story goes that the devil was resting on top of that spire on one particular Sunday morning, heard something he didn't like in the sermon, and kicked it as he hoofed off. The rather more mundane reality is that it was probably caused by them using unseasoned timber to build the darn thing. Even then, there were cowboy builders. Now, I bet you didn't know that Chesterfield is the only UK member of the European Twisted Spires Association. And what's more, it has the most lean and most twist of any of the members. Take that, Eurovision.
Well, that was altogether lovely, wasn't it? But I did plan on doing a bit of filming back at the railway station before heading home, so it's time to get moving again. In Chesterfield, not all heroes wear capes. Some of them drive mobility scooters. And here we are back at the station, outside of which stands George Stephenson, the father of the railways. Well, his statue stands. George himself is somewhat more horizontal these days in the churchyard of nearby Holy Trinity. Wonder what he'd make of Chesterfield Station today. It was a bit quiet on the afternoon of my visit, to be honest, although one fellow spotter told me, it's always quiet, it's Chesterfield.
And that's us back in Blythe Bridge. Thanks very much for joining us on our trip to Chesterfield, and join me for another adventure very soon on the Brompton. Bye for now.